Alright, what's up everybody? Back for another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping yesterday's Game 3, or depending on when you're watching this, Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I'm sorry it's coming out a little late. Had some stuff to do. So a little later of an episode, but we're still going to get it out. And yeah, thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. You guys had a lot. Looking at the analytics, about a little bit less than 1% of you that actually watch the videos are subscribed. So, hit the subscribe. I'd really appreciate it a whole lot. And yeah, that's how I say more of your time. Let's get right into it. So, last night in Miami, Game 3 of the NBA Finals in a 1-1 series. A lot of stuff going on. First quarter for the Nuggets, it was Jokic and Murray. Jokic and Murray, we talk about those two the entire game, but those two really set it off. For Miami, Jimmy Butler was solid. Bam. We love what Bam was bringing early in this game, being aggressive, finding his teammates, stuff like that. The shooters were hot early for Miami. And yeah, it was 24-24 for the end of the first. It was very competitive. The Nuggets came out with good energy, but the Heat always had a response. It was very good first quarter. For the second quarter, and the Nuggets bench plays really well. Bruce Brown, Jeff Green starting shots, but Bam, I love what Bam was doing in this game. Bam started hitting shots. Caleb Martin, who has not really done much the entire series, had a little 8-point stretch in the second quarter, while the Nuggets bench kept keeping up as well. And second quarter was very close until about the last 2 minutes, I want to say. That's when Jamal Murray, Jokic, and the Nuggets started really taking over. The Heat were missing shots. Jimmy Butler was being aggressive, but Jimmy Butler was missing a lot of easy ones. Bam was missing a lot of easy ones. The Nuggets got a couple foul calls going their way, and all of a sudden the Nuggets lead by 5 at the end of the first half. But in the third quarter was the big one. The Nuggets outscored the Heat 29-20 in the third quarter. Nikola Jokic goes off. Aaron Gordon starts to make good plays. The Heat just aren't really catching up. Jimmy's playing solid. The shooters, guys like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, were really hitting shots like that. And the Nuggets just kind of started lulling them to sleep. Just little plays here and there. Outworking the Heat as well. The rebounding was big. Points in the paint. They're really outworking Miami. And that's something that's been very rare to see throughout this entire playoffs. But the Nuggets did that in the third quarter. Christian Brown had a huge game late in the third quarter. Getting to the rim, the layups, dunks. And they did that as well in the fourth quarter, where the Nuggets led by 14 going into it. And yeah, the Nuggets just kept attacking. Jokic was playing amazing. Jamal Murray being a lot more aggressive than game 2. He was doing really well. Christian Brown coming off the bench and making great hustle plays, going to the basket, getting his own rim, getting to the rim, getting his own stuff like that. And the Nuggets eventually end up winning 109-94 and take a 2-1 series lead. Looking at the stats, the Nuggets shot 51% from the field, 41 for 80 from the field is great, while the Heat shot just 37%. And the good thing about this Nuggets win is that the three-point shot wasn't falling, and they still won. The Nuggets hit 5 3-pointers in this game, while the Heat hit 11, and the Nuggets still got this one. The Nuggets shot 22 for 27 for the free-throw line. The Heat was 50 for 19. The Heat actually forced 13 Nugget turnovers, but the Nuggets had 8 more assists, and the rebounding was huge. Nuggets out-rebounded Miami 58-33, including 13 offensive rebounds to 10 from Miami. And Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray put on insane performances. Both had 30-point triple-doubles. The first teammates in NBA history to put up 30-point triple-doubles in the same game, and they did it in the NBA playoffs, in the finals. Jamal Murray had 34, 10, and 10, shot 12 for 22, 3 for 6, and 3. He was just, getting to his spots, scoring. Last game was very tough for him. He didn't really start hitting shots for the last 2 minutes of the game, and they knew that this game, to come out and win, Jamal Murray was going to have to step up a lot, and he did. He really did. He was my X factor coming into this series, that he can't shut him down. And we saw in these first games. Game 1, he had a great game, and they win. Game 2, he kind of shut them down to the last few minutes. They lose. He comes out of this game, he's on fire, and they win. He was great. And then Nikola Jokic, man, 32, 21, and 10 on 12 for 21 shooting is just insane numbers. 30, 20, 10 in the playoffs, in the finals even, is amazing. And those two were just dominating this game. Those two are becoming one of the best duos in the league, and they've just both dominated the game on the offensive and defensively. They've been holding their own. And then Christian Brown. If it wasn't for Jokic and Murray doing their thing, Christian Brown would be a big talking point. Christian Brown was amazing in this series. in this game. He had 15 off the bench, shot 7 for 8 from the field, 4 rebounds, brought a lot of energy, in transition, getting layups and dunks, going to the basket, bringing on defense, deflections. He was doing that this entire game. Game 1, he had a couple of solid plays. Last game, he had some really good plays off the bench, deflections and stuff like that. In this game, it was more scoring the ball, and it's great to see. He's the rookie coming in, making winning plays, making great plays, because throughout the entirety of the plays before the finals, he was okay. He had a moment here and there, but he wasn't really super consistent. Even at the end of the Lakers series, he kind of lost some minutes because he wasn't doing much, but they put him back in the finals, trusted him, and he came out there and really performed super, super well. And that's a big win for Denver. Big team win for Denver. Jokic and Murray having those big performances. And defensively, they're a lot better, as well. For the Heat, Jimmy had 28, 4 assists, shot 11 for 24. He got a lot of easy shots, just wasn't really making them. It wasn't really as aggressive. That's a big talking point as well. He wasn't really as aggressive as you want Jimmy to be, on the defensive end, rebounding him well as well. And he as a team weren't really that aggressive, getting the rebounds and stuff like that. Usually the stuff that the Heat win are the little grinded out, offensive rebounds, the hustle plays, the loose balls. But today, Denver was doing it. Denver was doing it in the entire game. And when the Heat are when you're doing losing that battle, especially this Nuggets team, is going to be a very rough day, and it was in the second half, especially. Bam had 22 and 17. Tough shooting day, shots just 7 for 21. He got to the free throw line, hit 8 free throws, but he's got to be a lot better shooting. Like Caleb Martin had 10, Kyle Lowry, Doug Robinson had 9, but really the shooters are only shooting. Gabe Vincent shot just 2 for 10. Max Strus was 1 for 7. Kevin Love was 2 for 5. Just a really tough day from the role players for Miami. And the role players are a huge key piece of this Miami Heat team. And they weren't really coming out. They weren't playing well, So looking at for tomorrow's game 4 or tonight, depending on when you're watching this, Miami Heat, the role players really have to step up. Gabe Vincent can't go 2 for 10 again. Max Strus can't have another bad shooting game. Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin really need to step up and have bigger performances. Because that's really how the Heat got there. The role players have been playing great performances. But Jimmy Butler as well. I've said in the last game, Jimmy Butler needs to be a lot more aggressive, and he was today. He just wasn't really making shots, so I'm not really putting too much on Jimmy Butler. I think a lot of people are going a little bit overboard with the Jimmy Butler stuff. I think he was being aggressive. If he hits like 3 or 4 more shots last game, I think we don't talk about Jimmy as much. He shot 11 for 24. He missed a lot of easy ones. I'm expecting those shots to go in next game, because Jimmy is that good. So I'm not really worried about Jimmy and Bam. I'm more worried about the role players and if they can contribute, and as well just have the intensity back. The Miami intensity and underdog mentality of them wasn't really there last night. And the Nuggets are a team. I said it even before the series in the finals preview video I had, which if you didn't check that one out, go watch it. Where the Miami Heat have not played a team that has the talent and the mentality that the Nuggets have. They played so many talented teams, but the Nuggets are the one team that they've played that have that dog mentality. The Nuggets are really good, and they have a mentality of we're an underdog. We got to come out and we got to make these plays happen, and we play this certain type of brand of basketball. And the Heat have the same thing. They're just not as talented. So with the Heat already have to make up the talent part, they also need to win on the extra plays, the other plays, And he have been doing our team that's known for that. We know the Miami Heat for having the Heat culture, the work, grind it out, winning games when they're down 8 points in the fourth quarter, winning tight 92-93, low scoring type games. That's the Heat way of how they got here. Yeah, so when you're playing a team like Denver who has that kind of similar mentality, it's like imperative that you have to win those hustle plays, get the offensive rebounds, force the turnovers, get the loose ball, fouls, get to the free throw line, stuff like that. And so Miami needs to come out tomorrow or on Friday, game 4 with energy like that. And if they don't, they're going to lose. They're going to be down 3-1. Simple as that. They got to. For Denver, Jokic and Murray have been great the last 2 games. Jokic has been great this whole series. Murray has to continue this aggressiveness. But if they're playing like this, they need help from one other guy. Because I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Michael Porter Jr. to play throughout the rest of the series, consistent 37 minutes. Last night he only played 21 minutes. He had 1 shot and grabbed 7 rebounds. Michael Porter Jr., we already know defensively, he's not the best. He was doing really solid throughout the playoffs until last game, game 2. And so he's kind of a tough player where if he's not hitting his shots, he's not doing too much else. And the last 2 games he has not been shooting the ball well. Even game 1 he didn't really shoot the ball well, but he was doing other things that kind of made him look better. But so far throughout this final series, he has not shot the ball well. In the last 2 games especially, it's been a very big, and has been playing a lot of minutes. Michael Malone is not afraid to sub him out because defensively he's been missing a lot of assignments, falling asleep on guys, letting open shooters. There's a couple plays in last game where he left Caleb Martin. There was one play specifically in the second quarter where he was guarding Caleb Martin in the corner. Everyone went to the other side. Caleb Martin cut on him. Michael Porter Jr. didn't see, and it left to a wide open Caleb Martin layup that Jokic had to come over and contest. He contested it, but then Bam was right there for the offensive rebound and dunked on Jokic. And that all happens because Michael Porter Jr. And then there's a couple more plays where he missed an assignment on a 3-point shooter and just all the stuff like that. The little plays, just not paying attention. Michael Porter Jr. has done that his entire career. And when you're in the finals, that just makes, and when everyone's eyes on you and you're in the biggest moment, it just, that kind of doubles. And it's like, dang, Michael Porter Jr. really can't really play too much. KCP hasn't really hit the shots either, but at least defensively he's there. He has made a couple of bad decisions on defense, but at least defensively you can rely on him. MPJ, if he's not hitting threes, it's like, what is he really doing? So MPJ has to be a whole lot better. But if they could just get help with one more guy, last night it was Christian Brown. I don't know if you're going to get another Christian Brown game like that. Maybe you can, I don't know. But if Jokic and Murray are playing the way they're playing right now on that top level, they just need one other guy, whether it's MPJ, whether it's Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, someone to just step up with them and give them something. I'm not saying they have to go get 30, just saying give them a cool 15 to 20 points, and they can win games like that, But I'm expecting Game 4 to be a lot better. I expected Miami to come out with a lot more intensity in Game 4. And hopefully this is a very, very good game, next one. It's a huge game as well. Huge game. And I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. We have said a lot. And I will see you guys tomorrow.